Okay, hi Reagan. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Today we're going to take your writing test.
Okay.
Right? And we kind of had a little snafu with our video, didn't we? So we're going to try it again, okay? So here we go. So to begin this writing test, I'm going to read you some very specific instructions, okay? So we're going to start again, and I'm going to take this from you just for a second, okay? You've got your pencil, right? Are you eating Skittles?
I ate all of them.
You put them all in your mouth? Are those your favorite candy? Is it really?
But my most favorite is sweet tarts.
Sweet tart. Oh, you know what those make my mouth do?
What?
They make my mouth go like this. Do they do that to you?
No.
No, they don't do that. Okay, let me get started, all right? Listen carefully. In a few moments, I'm going to ask you to write a story. Before you write your story, I want to give you an idea of what a good story is. I will read you an example of a good story that was written by another student. You're going to look at the picture I'm holding. This story is titled The Surprise Party. Sarah and her brother Joe decided to throw a fabulous surprise party for their mother's birthday. Sarah told Joe to make some food while she decorated the living room. He didn't know much about cooking, but he figured he would just make it up as he went along. While Joe was cooking, he dropped some eggs on the floor. Before he cleaned them up, he noticed the spaghetti was boiling over. Joe panicked and hollered for his sister. Before Sarah could get to the kitchen, she heard Joe screaming, "Help me, Sarah!" Water overflowed from the sink, smoke poured from the stovetop, and the place was a mess. Joe pointed at the clock and yelled that it was after 6 o'clock. Mom and Dad would be home any second. As soon as they hurried and cleaned up the disaster, Mom and Dad walked in the front door. But when she saw the huge mess, Mom was so angry she looked like a thunderstorm. Dad joked that the kitchen looked like a hurricane had hit it. Sarah explained that she and Joe had wanted to do something nice for their mother on her birthday. Joe gave Mom a big hug and told her how much he loved her. Mom replied, "I love you too. You meant well, and that's what matters." "What really matters is that you clean up the kitchen," Dad joked. This time, everyone laughed and they all cleaned up the mess together. This story I told you has a clear beginning, middle, and an end. The story has a title, and the people in the story have names, and they show emotions, and their actions are interesting. Now I want you to write a story about a picture that I'm going to show you. Try to make your story as interesting as you can. Now we're going to open your booklet to page 2. Ready? All right. So here we go again. I want you to write a story about this picture. Before you start, you can take time to plan on a scratch paper I've given you. This will help to make your story. You can have 5 minutes to plan before you start, or you can
draw a picture.
You can draw a picture about what you're going to write, or you can just go ahead and write your story. What would you like to do? Just write your story. Okay.
Because I've already written some
That's
stuff.
fine. So go ahead. You know what? Go ahead and get started. And good idea. And I will time you. You have 15 minutes to write your story. Use your imagination and make your story as interesting as you can. Also use paragraphs, good spelling, and the right punctuation to make your story the best it can be. Remember to write neatly. Begin writing now. You're doing great. Go ahead and go, sweetheart. You're doing great. You still have about 12 more minutes. You can keep adding to your story.
I did this in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't take very long. You still have
It's
plenty.
because cursive writing is the best way because it's always fast.
Oh, cursive writing is the best. So you still have more time. Would you like to think of more things to add to your story?
Okay, I think I'll make like 2 or 3 more sentences.
Okay, keep going for me. Good job. Do you need a tissue, honey?
I'm fine. I still have 1 more sentence.
Okay. And if you can add more, add more. Are you sure there's nothing else you want to add to it?
My arms are tired.
Your arms are tired?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take a moment and shake them out and keep trying.
Okay, but I already wrote this.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. You ready to go on to the next part?
Okay.
Okay. So you need to listen. Ready?
Page 4.
Yeah. Open your booklet to page 4. I'm going to read you a list of words and write a sentence that sorry, I read that incorrectly. Listen again. Open your booklet to page 4. I want you to read a list of words and write a sentence that uses each word. Look at the practice item at the top of the page. The word is ran. You could write something like, I ran to the store, or she ran home. Any sentence using ran is fine. However, if you change the word to run or running, your sentence would not be correct. You must use the word that is written. Some words will be...
To do the example.
Just a second. Some words will be easy and some words will be difficult. If you do not know a word, go on to the next word. Do not ask me to read any words to you. You must read the words yourself. Remember, write only 1 sentence per word and do not change the word in any way. Begin with number 1.
This is like my reading assignment.
Yeah.
On this one, I'm talking about that Jackson lives on my street.
I knew exactly
He's
what
the
you meant.
closest.
I knew exactly what you
Only
meant.
by 14 houses.
Is it 14? I'll have to count the next time I go.
Yeah, and the next time you get on my street.
Okay, keep going.
What is that anyway?
That's that clock, I know. If we'd done this at the library, we wouldn't have a clock that makes music. Sorry, we're at my house, so we have the clock that makes music.
So for when it reaches the 12th, does it do that?
Every time it gets to a new hour, it does that. What do you think of that?
Good. I wish I had a clock like that.
Well, every time you're here, you can watch it, and it opens up and shows you stuff inside, so you can see it next time. Okay, keep going.
But right now I got distracted by it.
I know. It's easy to get distracted, isn't it? Okay, shake them out a little bit. I'll tell you when you can stop writing, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna try to guess.
Okay, you're gonna try to guess what number I'm gonna let you stop writing. You're guessing number 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it still raining outside?
I think it is.
I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
I'm gonna have to go outside once I finish my assignments. I'm getting my hands are getting tired. I'm guessing you're gonna let me stop.
Okay.
I'm not even close.
Mm-mm. you know what we could do is this. We can do some of this because what might happen is this. Let me double check. I think each one of these is writing. Right. So can you get done with this test? And then we can switch over and do some math.
All the way to 33?
You don't do all the way to 33.
Until.
I'll tell you when you're done.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
guessing.
I'll tell you when you're done. And then we can switch over and do some math because you've done some writing. Okay?
Yeah.
And then we'll do some math and then we can try to do a little bit more writing. If we don't get it all done tonight, we can do some more another night. You can always come back. Because guess what? It's raining and you can't get to do some of the fun things that you want to do. So you can always come back another night. Okay?
Like I can't play outside.
Right.
I can't tell if it's.
Right. And the scooter is calling your name. Right?
I'm guessing you're gonna let me stop for when I reach 2.
Okay, keep going and I'll let you know. Shake them out. Shake them out. That's because you do so well with your handwriting that you're.
Yeah, that I'm right-handed. I can't believe I'm on number 10 already.
I know.
How?
Remember, if you keep going, I'll tell you when to stop and then we'll switch to math. Give your hand a break.
Yeah, because right now it's sting, and I can't write left-handed because, see,
It might not be illegible. What does legible mean?
not writable because,
Not readable.
see, watch.
That's a pretty good B. Even you shocked yourself.
Maybe I'm good at both.
Maybe, but I think you should keep going with your right hand. Can you keep going on the test, please?
Okay, and then when I take a break, I'm trying to write more with my left hand
Okay.
since I'm right-handed.
Okay, you keep going. wrong with your right? Okay, you're done? Okay, just for that, just for a moment, okay? So what we're gonna do is we'll come back to this, okay? Because we've got a little bit more writing to do. But what I'm gonna do is you shake your hands out, you stay right here. I'm gonna go get the math, okay? I think you'll find the math fun. All right?
Okay.
Let me grab it. You take a moment, just sit there, shake it out. Oh, I put the math out there by us. I did get it ready. Raegan. Oh, you can write. It's okay. You take your time. I gotta get it out. You're A-okay, kiddo. I got it all ready and set it here, so just in case this happened, that we would be all ready to go.
I'm just teaching myself how to write left-handed.
You were?
Uh-huh.
Well, that sounds like a plan, kiddo. This one's kind of fun. I'm going to explain this one to you, okay? All right. So on the math one, let me just get myself organized here. Okay? I didn't know how far you could go with the writing because I know sometimes your hand gets tired. My hand would get tired if I was asked to do all of that. So we're going to do the key math, okay?
Timetables?
Sometimes there's some multiplication, it depends. And since you're learning that in school,
Because I'm in 3rd grade.
yeah. And who's in 3rd grade with you?
My friend Adrian.
Your friend Adrian, who happens to be she's my friend. Who is she? My daughter.
Your daughter.
My daughter, right. She's my daughter. So here's the fun part about the key math, is that we have these. They're called easels, okay? So I'm gonna set these up in front of you, and I'm gonna show you some pictures of different things.
Do we have equations that I have to answer?
There might be some equations that you have to answer, which reminds me, let me get that, because you might have to do a little bit of writing, but that's just math. You don't mind that, do you?
Nope.
Nope. Because really, you chose to do math first. And then all of a sudden, when you got in the car tonight, you decided it was writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
I knew
You
it.
can handle that, can't you?
Yeah, I knew it.
I figured you'd be okay. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We are going to go through, we're going to answer these questions together, okay? I'm going to start and I'm going to ask you some questions. And when we do, you're just going to answer. I'm going to be writing some things on my paper. I don't want you to worry about what I'm writing. It's all for me. I just have to make notes about what I'm going to do, okay?
Can I write the answer on the paper?
No, not until I give you this book.
Okay.
Then you're going to grab a pencil and then you're going to write it in that book for me. Okay? Until then, I'm going to ask you some questions. There's going to be some pictures on here. I'm going to flip some things. You're going to notice me flipping this, and you're going to see me asking you some questions I'm going to be writing. Don't worry about it. Just keep up with me. Okay? Ready?
Mhm.
Ready to go?
Mhm.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
All right. Can you smile? Good job, bud. Okay, ready? Here we go. Count to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Count these pigs, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Can you use your fingers and count those pigs, please?
I just did.
Count them again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I read this wrong. Oh, Raegan, you know what? We've been testing and I've been reading incorrectly. Here is a mother pig and her baby pigs. Use your finger to point to each baby pig and count out loud the number of baby pigs in all. We help
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wouldn't it be nice if Mrs. T-Van read it correctly? I read the part over here. That was for me, not for you. I didn't read it correctly. Read this number to me.
6.
Are there more buttons or more paper clips?
There are more buttons.
Start at 3 and count to 10.
3, 6, 9. I can't tell.
That's all right. How many more dots are needed to make 5?
3.
Okay, ready?
Mhm.
If this deer, oops, I put my C. If this deer is first, which animal is 5th in line?
Maybe so. The skunk.
Read these numbers in order from the least to the greatest.
5, 8, 16, 31. 8 is my favorite number. That I outgrown my favorite since last year.
Which shape is 1/2 yellow?
So we're happy yellow. B.
How many more dots are needed to make 10?
6.
Each box holds 10 crackers. How many crackers are there in all?
70. Not 17.
Good job, babe. Here is part of a hundreds chart with some numbers missing. What numbers belong in the blue box?
66.
Each tall stack is made of 10 cubes. How many cubes are there in all?
Try to get the broken ones too. 35. How am I so good?
You're doing great. This scale I read it wrong, sorry. This scale needs a number to make it balance. What number belongs in the box?
4.
Here are some stacks of cubes. Which 3 stacks will make 8 cubes in all?
C and E.
Which 3 stacks will make 8 cubes in all?
So 4. Maybe 2. Maybe 5. 3 and 2.
Okay. Starting at 42, count up by tens.
Starting by 42. Count up by 10. Do I have to end up at that number? But what do you mean?
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
So, like,
I can read it again.
4. Okay.
Starting at 42, count up by tens.
So 52, 62, 72, 82, 92.
Use clues to find which number I am thinking about. It's less than 330, it's an odd number, and it's greater than 300. What number am I thinking about?
324.
When rounded to the nearest 10, which 2 numbers round to 70?
79, 73. Am I so good? I can't even.
How many sets of 10 are in 120?
Set to 10. 2.
Okay, sit up for me. You're doing great. Are you ready?
Sure. What?
Each green flat has 100 cubes. Each red stack has 10 cubes. How many cubes are there in all?
So 200 plus 4 tens plus 13 ones equals 400, 200, 443, 403, 13.
Okay, guess what? Time to go on to the next one. Are you ready? Okay. The things in the square belong together. The things in the circle belong together. Where is it? Where on this page does the hat belong?
I can't find the hat.
Where would a hat belong? In the what?
In the clothes bin.
What's it inside of?
The closed circle.
Thank you. Look at this pattern. What color circle would come next?
Red.
If Tyler just got to school, which of these things will he be doing next?
Doing tests.
Here is an addition sentence that shows 2 plus 4 equals 6. Find two of these numbers that add to make 9. Tell me.
Do more than one?
No, just tell me the addition sentence using these two numbers. Those two numbers.
5 plus 4 equals 9.
8 plus some number equals 10.
2.
Point to the group below that shows the missing number. Point to the row of beans. That would be me. Point to the row of beans. Ready? The pencil separates the row of 7 beans to show the addition sentence. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Here is a row of blue dots. What is the new addition sentence?
So 5 plus 1 is 6.
Can you? Yeah, you got it, babe. Here is a subtraction sentence that shows 5 minus 4 equals 1. Find two of the numbers that subtract to make 7. Tell me the subtraction
10
sentence
minus
using...
3 equals 7.
You don't even let me finish reading before you give me the answer.
I can't help it.
You can't help it. 8 equals 5 plus what number?
3.
Look at how the pattern is growing. Which shape in the blue box comes next in the pattern?
Maybe, what do you mean?
What letter? Which letter would come next?
D.
Here are some expressions. Point to the expression that shows some number subtracted from itself.
Maybe this one.
Each triangle stands for the same number. 3 triangles equals 15. So what number does one triangle stand for?
That has 5 in it? Like 5 times 3 is 15.
Look at this pattern. 1 triangle equals 2 circles. 2 triangles equals 4 circles. If there are 5 triangles, how many circles will there be?
So, 15?
The dots on this graph represent addition facts with a sum of 11. For example, dot A represents the number sentence 6 plus 5 equals 11. What number sentence does dot B represent?
Maybe 9. A plus or
You have to tell me.
minus. Maybe 9 plus 10. Looks like I'm learning these that none of my friends know.
Yeah, I think so. Here is a number line. Look at how the numbers are getting bigger. What number should the red dot have?
42.
The red circle has the same value in both number sentences. Find the value of the circle and then use it to find the answer that goes in the blue box.
8 minus 3, 5 is 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13.
Each expression shows the total number of dots in the array. Which two expressions describes the number of dots by row?
It's easier to I could break apart. So like B and like C. I knew that was going to be multiplication, by the way.
What number belongs in the blue box?
30.
What numbers go on the red and blue lines that would balance this scale?
So, maybe for this one, probably 7 for the red one. And for the blue one, 1.
The red circle has the same value in both number sentences. What is that value?
6 times 6 is 36. So, 36 divided by 4 probably has to be maybe, I can't get that one.
That's all right. Don't you think a thing of it. Uh-oh. Look at the pattern of numbers. Each number that went in the machine is changed in the same way when it comes out. If 250 goes in, what number will come out?
350?
Look at that.
So,
The scale shows a true relationship between the weight of 2 balls and the weight of 1 block. Which scale is also true, scale A or scale B?
I would say A. One thing, you know what? That reminds me for when we were playing to guess the word what has the M&M in it. For one and Heidi waved to Justin.
Yeah.
I knew the right one because she showed me because I saw her wave.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, how would you find the value of n? I can only read you the question.
I'm not learning those yet.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go to the next part. Ready? Here we go. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Point to the circle. Point to the square.
What is that one?
What? Which one? I think it's a pond. No, I don't know what that is. What do you think it is?
A checker player.
A checker player? Ooh, that's a really good guess. It looks like it, doesn't it? That's a really odd shape. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's do you think that's a geometric shape?
Nope.
I don't either.
I'm not learning one of those shapes anyway.
I think it's a marshmallow that got squished. I think it's a marshmallow headed for your mouth.
Maybe ask, what page is it on? A number page.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me, honey. Okay. The dog is in front of the baby stroller. Where is Mr. Jones? Is he in front of, beside, or behind the baby stroller?
Behind.
I'm going to say a word, and then you say the word that means the opposite. For example, if I say open, then you would say
Close.
down,
Up.
inside.
Outside.
Point to the deer between the trees. Point to the deer beside the rocks. What are you doing over there?
Yep, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining. What are you doing over there?
Getting my socks on.
Okay. Here is a puppy named Max. See him? Right there. It's a good thing it's not Emma. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Find another picture of Max. Sorry, I have to see. It's so hard to see upside down. Mrs. Roberts has a ring on her left hand. Which hand is her bracelet on?
Second.
Mrs. Roberts has a ring on her. Ha! Mrs. Roberts has a ring on her left hand. Which hand is her bracelet on?
The left. I was gonna say second on because like this.
Okay. Here is a birdhouse. Below are different views of the birdhouse. Which view is the back of the birdhouse?
C.
Hold on, babe. I made a mistake. Okay. Part of this shape was cut off. Point to the, right here. Point to the piece that would fit in the empty space. When this shape is cut on the dotted red line, what two shapes will you get?
Triangle and a rectangle.
Here is a design that was made on a pegboard. Which pegboard below has the same design?
D.
If you remove the yellow cubes from the stack, which of these drawings would the front view look like?
D.
Which of the puzzle pieces below will fit into this hole? It is okay to flip or turn the pieces.
I'd say D.
This is the first row. This is the first row.
Okay.
Okay. Show me the fourth animal in the third row.
Bald eagle, like we saw at the bird sanctuary.
Point to the fourth animal in the third row. Point to the shape that doesn't belong in this group.
The rhombus.
Wow. Why doesn't it belong?
Because it's not a triangle. It's more like a diamond or a rhombus.
Here are some cubes and their reflection in a mirror. The white cube in the reflection is not colored correctly. What color should that white cube be?
It should be yellow.
Which two shapes can be folded in half so the two halves match?
I would say B and D.
Here are four shapes, A, B, C, and D. Which shape will have the most yellow squares when filled completely?
A.
Mr. Circle is different from his cousin in several ways. Think about how they are different. Now look at...
He has more hair.
Okay, don't tell me. Now look at Mr. Triangle and his cousins. Point to the cousin that is different from Mr. Triangle in all the same ways that Mr. Circle is different from his cousin.
Two yellow ones and one green.
Here is a block made of cubes. The top view shows the number of cubes in each stack. For example, the orange stack has 3 cubes, so it is numbered 3. Now look at this block of cubes. Which top view matches the cubes in this block?
I would say B.
Think about the shape of this box, even the parts you can't see here. How many corners does this box have?
4 corners.
How many faces does this box have?
It has 6.
Look at these.
Okay.
Which 3 of these shapes are in the large color design?
I would say B, A, and maybe C.
This green paper was folded in half and then a shape was cut out on the fold. What will the shape look like when the paper is opened?
B.
The blue arc shows the size of angle A. Which four angles have a measure less than angle A?
I'm not learning about those yet.
That's all right. Point to three lines that are parallel on the doghouse.
So,
Hold on. The cube in the box has one letter on each of its faces. Point to the picture that shows the same cube.
outs.
Triangle AGI is named by its corners. If you slide that triangle down to the right, so that becomes so that point A becomes I, so that point A becomes L, what is the new name of that triangle? Which two figures fold up to make a cube?
Maybe, probably D and A.
Which three green shapes can fit together to exactly cover the yellow shape?
So probably E, D, and A. What is that?
All my notes. I have to take notes. Don't you worry. Sit back down. All right. Here is a cube structure. The views below it are labeled. Top view, front view, and side view. Two of the views below are correct for the structure, but one is not. Which view is incorrect?
The top view.
Tell me one way it is incorrect.
Because there's only two blue cubes. There's supposed to be four.
Okay.
It's pouring.
All right. Do you want to stand up and wiggle? Stand up and wiggle. Why don't you walk over and get 4 Skittles?
Okay. Oh my god.
Wow, careful
it's pouring.
Careful of the cord that way, babe. Okay.
It's pouring.
I know it's pouring.
Tomorrow, I know it's gonna be sunny by the next time I come.
Well, the next time you come, you can ride the scooter. Maybe 6. Get 6. Did you? How many did you get?
8.
Oh,
I put 2 back.
that's all right. Okay, go ahead and gobble those up, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay?
Okay.
Are they yummy?
Mhm.
Okay. What do you think of the math?
Good.
Do you think it's good?
Mhm.
Okay, what would be your favorite subject?
Probably this one.
Math. Okay. Are you ready? You think you can answer with those in your mouth? Okay. All right, kiddo. Point to the tallest plant for me. Point to the shortest plant. Point to the nails in order from shortest to longest. Mr. Cruz went shopping. Point to the pictures in the order that they happened. Point to what happened first, then next, and then last. Can you say the letters for me?
C-A-D-B.
Here are Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. What day goes here?
With the arrow?
Where the arrow is.
Thursday.
Why can't you tell from this picture which child is taller?
Girl, because she's standing and the boy is sitting.
How many squares long is this pipe?
10.
Which yellow shape is larger than this shape? Which yellow shape is larger than this shape? Point to the small, this is the small red shape. Which yellow shape is larger than this shape? What letter is that?
A.
Sorry, it got confusing because I was upside down again. What time does this clock show?
5 o'clock.
Point to these things in order of their weight, from lightest to heaviest, and say the letter.
D, B, A, C.
How much money is this?
8
8 what?
cents.
How much money is this?
So, 24 hours. 24 cents and
Not, oh, why would it be hours?
because there's 24 hours in the day.
I know, but what are you looking at?
I just like to say that.
But what are you looking at?
I just looked it up in my brain.
You just looked it up in your brain, but what are you looking at? Money. About how many beans long is this toothbrush?
Probably about 11.
One pencil is the same length as 2 crayons. How many crayons long is the belt?
Pencils?
How many crayons long is the belt?
Do you mean pencils?
Let me read it again. One pencil is the same length as 2 crayons. How many crayons long is the belt?
5, because I'm gonna say pencils because of the eraser.
One nickel has the same value as 5 pennies. How many nickels has the same value as 20 pennies?
30 cents.
How many square units does the blue figure cover?
8.
The 28th of September is what day of the week?
Is what? Wednesday.
October is the next month. On which day of the week does October start?
Friday.
Okay. There is 1 coin under each cup. The value of all 4 coins is 21 cents. What 2 coins are still under the cup?
The dime and the quarter.
Say the time on the clock from earliest to latest.
So, no. So, 7:30. 8:20. 9:15 and 10:55.
How much money is this?
The quarter because it's hard for me to tell by dollars when I got them first. 43, 53, 55. May I go get a drink?
You may. Go ahead. Go get a drink.
How come it's pouring outside?
Yeah.
Do you still have those special cups that I could use?
What were the special cups, honey?
Like the ones that had Legos inside?
Oh, let me see if they're clean. Kiddo. There you go. You're welcome. How many small cubes were used to build this structure? How many quarters have the same value as 15 dimes?
Maybe one quarter.
Look at these scales. Estimate how many cubes the softball weighs.
It probably weighs like 6 pounds.
Okay, guess what? We're done with that one.
Oh,
With that section. Just that section, honey. We've got a little bit more to do.
yeah, when
Okay.
am I going to be done?
So we've been working for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think we should stop tonight? Are you about done? Because guess what? You have a test at school tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you got some other homework tonight, and I don't want to overwork you.
Okay.
So what we could do is maybe in a couple of nights you can come back over
To finish.
Okay?
Right. So does that mean I get a long break?
Well, you get a little bit of a break because your mommy will be here in a little bit. But I think I don't want to wear you out. So we could do you want to try one more writing section and try to get it done? It might go fast. Let's try one more writing section, okay?
Okay.
So let's get your hand out. Let's move the water though, because I do not want water on because you've done 3 math. And let me just say on the video real quick, I normally wouldn't do this, and I might do this in a testing situation, depending on the child that I'm testing, because depending on their ability and what they can do and how long they can write. Raegan knows she has autism, and knowing their limitations and what they can handle, and knowing when their hand gets tired, she has a different writing grasp, which I'm going to have you look at during the testing situation. And that can make her hand tire quickly, and she's just learned cursive, and so that's why I gave her a break and we moved on to the math. So we're going to head back into the writing. So we're going to move into this. Okay, ready? So I need you to get your hand ready, get your pencil.
Am I supposed to do this?
You did that one. Remember? It's all done. So we're going to move on to this one.
So
Okay?
I only have until I get to the 12?
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you when you're done. Okay, so take this one. And I'm going to read you the directions, okay? So I already turned it for you, but listen. Turn to the spelling and punctuation section on page 6 of your booklet. I'm going to say some sentences. After I say each sentence, I want you to write that sentence in your booklet. Pay special attention to spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. Do not begin writing until I finish saying each sentence. The example, ready? You can go with me. Notice that the first letter of the sentence is capitalized and a period has been placed at the end of the sentence and all the words are spelled correctly. Let's begin now. Listen carefully. Are you ready? Okay. Are you okay? Okay, number 1. Let Bob go. Yep, you write it down. And I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't have to be in cursive, so if it's easier to write it in print for me, you can write it in print.
Okay, I'm just going to do it cursive for number 1.
Perfect. Sound good? Okay. You ready for number 2? Okay. Run away.
Bertha's not very good at writing or drawing.
Oh. You know, God gives talents to everybody differently, right?
Yeah. And that's why he gave me autism. I went to autism school, and you know what?
What?
Right before we saw a band practicing, right before it was time to go home, down by the window.
Oh, right before you left school?
Yeah.
Was the autism school in Mansfield?
Yeah, but it's in an urban area.
Oh, since you just learned about urban and rural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Number 3. Birds fly.
I'm pretty sure it's the T-vents in the garage because I can hear the vacuum. I'm gonna guess that she'll let me stop right.
Number 4. He and I have 2 cars. Number 5. Honey is sweet. Number 6. He sat next to Mary. Number 7. I live in River City, Ohio. I live in River City, Ohio.
I think I know what's gonna be in River City. Rivers.
Nothing's getting past you, Raegan.
What?
Nothing's getting past you.
How come?
I was commenting on the fact that you said there's rivers in River City, Ohio.
I know there is because I've heard of Potato City, and I saw this Pepper and George, Pepper and George, Pepper. I'm having a favorite food. Poop.
Oh dear. What's that off of?
Peppa versus the Tooth Fairy.
Okay. You got to keep going. Ready?
Okay.
Let's do what number are we on?
8.
The winds are strong in March. Who ate the food? Are you sure? I gave myself a party.
For one, on the Constitution last year, it told us to dress up funny, and Mom had made me with wristband shoes, a necklace on me, and 4 braids. That Elizabeth called me a birthday party.
She did.
Yeah,
Oh
since I
my.
had 4 ponytails.
So were you giving yourself a party on your body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She called me a party.
That's funny. I gave myself a party. I'm going to take that section. Who gave the 40 chairs?
Who gave all the chairs?
Who gave the 40 chairs? Isn't that your district?
What did you say again?
Isn't that your district?
Juristic?
District.
How do I make it all the way to 14?
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
For example, you must comply with the rules.
What now?
For example, you must comply with the rules. Mrs. Hill, the new teacher, was very political.
How do I make it all the way 16 already?
Aren't you glad you switched from cursive?
Yeah.
This would take forever if you did it in cursive.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hill, the new teacher, was very political.
This is
The electricity,
What was
that's the refrigerator, honey, making a noise. The electricity failed in Dallas, Texas.
that? The electricity failed. How do you spell electricity?
I can't tell you, sweet Pete.
I think I
Failed in Dallas, Texas. Done. You're done.
How do I make it all the way 16?
Aren't you glad when you said I could use a break, you were done? So listen, let me tell you. We have 2 more to do on here. 2 more little sections. Okay? And then we've got a few more to do on math. And then we'll be done.
Okay.
Okay, give me 5. Good job, bud. Oh, look, you can see what's inside the clock. See it?
Oh yeah.
See?